On today's episode,
is Jesus not the best investment?
The best.
Grandpa, how's your mind doing?
That's pretty crazy. For a boy that generous, it probably didn't keep it all for himself.
Right.
Yes.
It's a good thing your head didn't, your top of the head just exploded. It's an emoji.
It's an emoji, an exploding emoji.
I don't know what those are.
Welcome back to today's episode of Kids in Faith. We're all here, almost all of us, and we are wrapping up this set of this series, I should say, of this story from the Bible. We started out in Matthew, but I moved over to John. Of course, John and Matthew were telling this story of Jesus feeding the multitude. Now, Titus, help me real quick. Jesus and Silas, Jesus went where?
To the quiet place.
To the quiet place, to the desert place, right? To be alone. But who followed him?
The people.
All the people. How many people? Over
5,000.
5,000. Over 5,000. Okay, and then Bear, all those 5,000, what did the disciples tell them to do?
They said, you need to go home to eat dinner.
Yeah, they wanted him to be turned away because there's no food out there in the desert, is there? But what did Jesus say?
Jesus said, you go get them dinner.
You feed them, right? And then who showed up with 5 loaves and 2 fish?
A little small kid.
A little small kid with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Now let's hear what happened. It says there's a lad here, and he had 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. So hold it up. 5 loaves and 2 fish. Okay, and then it said here, but this is what Andrew said. But why? Andrew's one of the disciples. Andrew said, but what is this going to do to feed?
Pastor Morgan,
What?
Andrew's from my school.
Oh, you have an Andrew in your school? Well, Andrew was one of the disciples, and he said, but what are these among so many? Jesus said, first. Say first.
First.
He said, make them to sit down. So he wanted everybody to sit down. Now it says there was much grass in this place that they were. So the men sat down in number about, say, 5,000.
5,000.
But we also know that they had families there. So they all sit down. There's over 5,000. And it said Jesus took the loaves. So he took the 5 loaves. Took the 5 loaves, took the 2 fish, and do you know what he did after that? He held it up to God, and he, close your eyes, and he blessed it. He blessed it. So listen, it says in John chapter 6, verse 11, Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, or he had blessed it, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them, Jesus took the what food he had, he gave thanks and blessed it, he gave it to the disciples, and then the disciples started handing it out to the people. And it says, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would. When they were filled, well, it says here, when they had all had, look at this, when they all had as much as they wanted. The people ate as much as they wanted. Do you know what happened to those loaves and those fish? It began to multiply.
Oh, multiply is when you take away numbers.
No, add.
Oh, add.
Add. Good try. Multiply is when it's added over and over. Say over and 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 over. That's what happened to the, say, 5 loaves.
5 loaves.
2 fish.
2 fish.
And he gave thanks.
Thank you.
And then God added over and 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 over again. It said he added so much that the people ate all that they wanted until they had enough. And then the disciples gathered up everything so that nothing would be wasted. And that little boy, after he gave 5 loaves and 2 fish, do you know how much he went home with? How much do you think he went home with?
0.
You think
Got it.
0?
Just like 2.
Just 2? Do you know how much Jesus sent home with him? Yes. What did it say in 2 episodes ago? We said in 2 Corinthians, if you give generously, what do you get?
Generous back.
Generous back. So what did he get back?
A lot.
A lot. Listen to this, kids. That little boy, he gave, hold it out, 5 loaves, 2 fish.
2 fish.
And you know what he got back? He got back 12 whole baskets. He went home with 12 baskets of food. Jesus fed everybody all they want. And then that little boy went home with 12 baskets full of food. Andy, what do you think about that?
That sounds like a good return on investment if you ask me.
Oh my gosh, is Jesus not the best investment?
The best.
Grandpa, how's your mind doing?
That's pretty crazy. For a boy that generous, it probably didn't keep it all for himself.
Right.
Yes.
It's a good thing your head didn't, your top of the head just exploded. It's an emoji.
It's an emoji, an exploding emoji.
I don't know what those are.
Well, listen, hey,
Emojis are really ticked.
hey, listen. Hey, Silas, listen up. He went home with 12. Can we count 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, not just 12 loaves and fish. 12, how many?
12
baskets. That means each basket was full of loaves and fish. It said he went back. Everyone ate till their tummies were full. Were their tummies happy? Was everybody's tummies happy? Yep. Jesus, so what do we see? 5 loaves, 2 fish. He gave thanks, and then it was multiplied over and over and over and over and over and over and over until over 5,000 people were fed. What a miracle. But you know what's so important? The boy was generous, right? The boy was generous. Jesus gave thanks for what he had. Listen, kids, don't just give thanks for what you want when you get it. Give thanks for what you believe for. Are we kids in faith?
Yes.
Are we believing for things?
Yes.
Andy, I know you're believing for things. Are you believing for things? We should give thanks for what we have right now, not just for things that when we get them. Don't just be thankful when you get something. Be thankful to God all the time, and he will bless what you have. So it says here, he got to take home 12 small baskets with everything left over. And it says, verse 14, when the people saw the miracle that Jesus had performed, they began saying, surely and beyond a doubt, this is the prophet who is come into the world. They knew that he was the one who had been prophesied about, that people were waiting for. Isn't that wonderful? Does Jesus want to work miracles for you? Yeah, does Jesus want to work miracles for the kids?
He wants to work miracles for everybody.
He wants to work miracles for everybody. Titus is right. He wants to do miracles for everybody.
Not just for himself, everybody else.
Everybody else. Did Jesus come for himself, or did he come for everyone else?
He came for everyone else to heal them.
Yeah, he did come for everyone else. And is Jesus generous? Yeah. Do we want to be like Jesus? How can we be like Jesus?
From being kind to others and helping them.
Yep, and being generous. Very good, Titus. Are you going to be generous, Silas? Yeah, it is important to be generous. We love to be generous.
Morgan, if
What?
no one has food, I'll give my food to them.
Oh, he said if no one has food, he would give their food to his food. Would God bless you for that? Yeah, right? God, when we give, does God give back to us? Yes, he does. Grandpa, did you know that?
I think I picked it up along the way.
Yeah? Well, we are so excited for today's episode. We wrapped up our story. We've had 4 awesome weeks with Titus and Silas and Grandpa and Andy, and we are going to wrap this up, this series, this story. If you loved this story, go back and listen again. I mean, it's always important to hear what God has done and hear what Jesus has done, but we love this miracle story because it was a little boy, just like some of you little boys and you little girls out there. It was a little child that wanted to be generous, and Jesus took it, he gave thanks, and here we are today being blessed by this story and this miracle from Jesus, right?
You can stand up for other people too if you don't know them, but you can still do that.
That's right, and be kind and be good, can't we? Yes, that is so important. Jesus didn't send the people away, he loved the people, didn't he? Yep, all right, well now it's time for a joke.
Titus,
What?
when cats and dogs are raining, what does a vet step into?
What?
Poodles.
We want to hear your testimony.
You can now go online at underfrainministries.org/kidsandfaith and submit your testimony.
Revelations 12:11 says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." Our testimony is powerful and can help others see the awesome power of Jesus.
We're so excited to hear about what God has done for you in your life. Hey Kids and Faith! Go check out our Kids and Faith YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe to watch more episodes.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Kids and Faith to keep up with episodes in our Kids and Faith news channel.